Why, hello everyone, it's Karen Sparkle, as always. So today I'll be talking about well, let's just say all the Tinkerbell movies. Well, let's just say they're all my favorite movies, to be honest, because it's kind of hard to pick which one of them that I like the best because let's just say I've just liked them all. Like, seriously, I think they're all the best. So it first started in 2007, actually, if I remember correctly. There was supposed to be let's just say an early concept, I think they called it, for the original Tinkerbell movie, the one that came out in 2008. But first of all, it was supposed to be a different story than the actual film that we have right now, sort of thing. And if I remember correctly, that is something about Tinkerbell has broke the ring of the bell. I think they called it. I don't know really, but I don't know exactly what the story is really about. But let's just say I have seen a website talking about what the early story was supposed to be like, and the characters' original designs, and how the story is supposed to be related to Peter Pan and all that. Well, don't get me wrong, because sometimes I think I wish they could have kept that story, but I sometimes maybe I don't really know, but I still like the one that we have in the actual movie about Tinkerbell wants to change her talent. So let's just say I do feel sorry for Tinkerbell because the way she's been treated by Vidya and all kinds of that everyone thinks she's talking like crazy. Well, I don't think she is, because I think Tinkerbell really desperate to go to the mainland. But in the original story, she gets to go because, if I remember correctly, she and her friends, Silvermist, Rosetta, Fawn, Idodressa, they all went to the actual London, and that's the mainland actually, since well, just before you guys could ask. So, and I believe there were students all together, and and I believe Fairy Mary was supposed to be their teacher, but instead she was turned into to be a Tinker Fairy, well, a leader or sort of thing. But let's just say I don't know how exactly what's the story supposed to be anyway. The one that we have in the actual movie, or the story that we supposed to have in the film, but it was scraped. Scribed out. Well, I, I sometimes wish people who like something like, when you watch like deleted scenes and all, I sometimes wish they could have just kept it in the movie sometimes. But believe me, I know most of you guys can't agree with that point about sometimes some people who makes the movie thinks they can change and change and change the whole thing, and we just sometimes like, oh, can you please just stop? Something like that. So let's just say that's just what life is. Sometimes people may not like the first original ideas or something. Well, that's not the excuse or anything, but I'm just saying. So, well, let's just focus about all my favorite Tinkerbell movies. So first of all, like I already mentioned about the original movie 2000, from 2008 about Tinkerbell, is about when Tinkerbell wants to change her talent from Tinker to be a water fairy, animal fairy, light fairy, and gardening fairy. Well, I think Tinkerbell is kind of a bit selfless about that sort of thing in the film, but I don't blame her because after what Vidya said to Tinkerbell, but I don't blame Tinkerbell at all. But Well, after what happened, with all these spiky, thingy creatures that, ruined the whole spring thingy, whatever those characters calls it, and and let's just say it's all down to Tinkerbell, but it's mainly all down to Vidya because she's the one who planned the actual idea. But Tinkerbell clearly had ruined Vidya's plan. If you guys remember what happened, I'm sure you know what I mean. And I've kind to admit, I do love the very first movie because it's just so magical, beautiful. I like the story and I like her friendship with her friends, even though she can be a bit off with them a few times in the movie. But like I said, I don't blame her. And I liked the way when how the story starts with Tinkerbell was a little white thingy, what whatever those thingy white thingy got called, but I can't get the name because sometimes it's hard to remember the actual name. But if I had to make up a name, I would say a wishing flower because you can make a wish, and once you make a wish, you blow it, and then it will go in the sky, and you wait and wait and wait until, or maybe one day, or if your dream comes true. So, so we have to be patient. So let's just say I kind of do like her sort of her first encounter with Terence. I mean, that's how they become friends because if I remember correctly, I like the way how Terence was feeling concerned for Tinkerbell because he was worried about her. And and if you guys, I don't know whether you guys might actually might know, but it says so on the Disney Wiki saying that Terence has a crush on Tinkerbell since after that until it really confirms it in The Lost Treasure. But I kind of find it very cute. I mean, but it's kind of a bit sad that Tinkerbell did not know that Terence has a crush on her. So that's kind of, well, let's just say it's, well, sadly. And I don't blame Tinkerbell for it, and I don't really blame Terence either because I do sometimes feel sorry for Terence because he really wants Tinkerbell to notice his feelings. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you or someone that have a crush on each other or something, and you probably might not know that you or they like you more than a friend. So don't get me wrong, because sometimes I do have sort of friends like that in real time. I don't know if you guys remember in my Bobby Beale video or something. So I'm sure you guys remember that. So let's go to The Lost Treasure. That's the second film that came out in 2009. I kind of like that movie. It's just so amazing. I like the adventures. I mean, it's kind of a bit sort of I don't know how to call it, but let's just say Tinkerbell and Terence had the moments during the movie. And let's just say Terence is the main focus character in this film actually. If you guys noticed that, let's just say um let's just say because he really likes Tinkerbell and he always wanted to be by her side and try to be a good friend. Well, after what happened with what this um the Bluestone, I I mean the Moonstone, sorry. Um, you know what happens. But and then Tinkerbell yelled at him and blaming onto him. But clearly it wasn't really Terrence's fault at all. Even though that Terrence did help Tinkerbell with um w- the scepter and whatever it is that they're actually doing in the film. And to be honest, I had to disagree with Tinkerbell actually, because it's not really Terrence's fault at all. It's all down to Tinkerbell because the way, well, let's just say for her actions and that, and the way he treats him. I mean, seriously, that's not what a true friend do. And if you guys remember the episode when Tinkerbell begs to have like pixie dust from Terence, and Terence literally reminding her that true friends do not break rules for each other. I mean, break the rules like on all because it's part of his job, and I don't blame him for him. But let's just say sometimes even well, let's just say that he did later in the film because he knows what's best, and he always wanted to make sure Tinkerbell is safe, and always wanted to make sure that she's well, let's just say he just wants to protect Tinkerbell from getting in trouble. But I'm gladly that that neither Terence or Tinkerbell didn't tell everyone about what happened. But I don't know if they actually did after the movie. I don't know, but I'm curious to know that they clearly didn't, because as I can tell in the third movie, The Great Fairy Rescue, no one seems to well, well, you know, I'm sure you guys know what I'm trying to say. So let's just say, let's go to the Great Fairy Rescue. Ugh, I had to admit, I love that movie. It's inspired me. It just, let's just say, it's kind of it's more like a well, an opposite version of Peter Pan, I would say. Like, you know, the girl, the human, Lizzie, who made a friend with Tinkerbell, she kind of reminded me of Wendy few times a time because like her believing in fairies, and she had a similar relationship with her father as Wendy with her father. And And let's just say it's kind of sad, really, because I feel sorry for Lizzie because the way her father didn't have much time for her or spent, well, um. So yeah, I really do feel sorry for Lizzie, and I did kind of like Vidya in this movie anyway, because Vidya is starting to be nice to Tinkerbell and all Tinkerbell's friends. Except what happened, well, what she did in the first movie, when she was all like a bully, really angry, very mean, and like she's like, let's just say she can be a threat to Tinkerbell in the movie. I mean, in the original first movie. So let's just say, but now in the third movie, she become nicer. But I don't blame her for being, well, you know what, well, whatever. But um, but I'm sure enough that you guys will understand what exactly what I'm trying to say. And I'm glad that Vidya changed her personality and her friendship with Tinkerbell. And I like her for that. So yeah. And I believe some people seem to be shipping Tinkerbell with Vidya, or something like that. But let's just say I don't really agree about that because I don't really see any gay about them. But don't but, well, let's just say I don't blame me or anything, but sometimes I just don't see any relationship between them. But I just stick with the friendship they have. Okay, so thank you for supporting my opinion. Well, respecting, I mean. So the secret of the wing. And that's where we met Tinkerbell's twin sister, Periwinkle. I had to admit, when I first went to see that movie, I think I went to see it out with my dad, and in what let's just say that I kind of like that movie because it's about warm, cold. Because Tinkerbell is a warm fairy while her sister is a cold fairy. I mean, winter fairy, sorry. Silly me. Um, and I kind of like the scene when Tinkerbell and Periwinkle, oh, stupid mouth, when they first met. And let's just say, um, I kind of like the scene when when they found out they are um related to one another. And I kind of like that scene because I sometimes feel like I can be, well, inspired by that or something. I don't know exactly, but I just sometimes wish I could have a twin. But I don't really wish to have one, like really, but I sometimes can like to have a twin, but not really. Well, to tell the truth, um, my best friend Sophie is actually a twin herself. I'm sure you guys will probably be shocked, as I can imagine that you are shocked to hear about it. And I hope Sophie is okay with that because sometimes Sophie's not bothered about it really. Because I know Sophie, so let's just say, yeah, Sophie is a twin. Well, she has a twin brother actually, and yeah. So let's just say that's just sort of reminding me. So let's just go to the Pirate Fairy. So yeah, I kind of like that movie. I went to see that with my mom, actually. If I remember correctly, um, when I first went to see it, it's it's more basically focused with the Peter Pan story, except that Peter Pan isn't really in the movie, but Captain Hook has appeared in the movie, but he is the main villain in the film. And I was like, oh my god, is that really Captain Hook? He looks so young. I mean, wow, jeez, really young. Then yeah, I just find it really um creepy. Not like like you know, but I do find it a bit weird. And I did find a bit odd when Mrs. Smee appeared at the very end of the movie, and I was like, okay, my head is blowing up. So yeah, I just saying. And I kind of like the story about it anyway, about Zaria, I think her name is, and she was a fairy dust fairy, and she actually she was really sort of obsessed with the dust, like like mixing the colors and like the talents of all the fairy has, and her obsession is like getting out of hand, and then she she suddenly got banned from well the dust keepers, and I feel sorry for her, but she should know about her responsibilities for what she'd done. But I don't blame her for that. But like I said, I don't really blame some people who can well go carrying on and all. But like I said, I just sometimes if someone done something like mistake, I don't blame them for it. But some people may disagree with me about that, but well, that's just me being me. And I also going to focus on the last Tinkerbell movie, the NeverBeast. Oh, I remember this first time when I first went to see it with my dad, and you never would have guessed what my well, let's just say you're never going to believe how I reacted with the very last movie, because I was really, really sad. I was really in tears because if I remember correctly, when Tinkerbell nearly got injured, because I thought she was gonna die, and I was like, oh no, are we gonna lose Tinkerbell? You know what I mean? Because I was really, really terrified because I thought Tinkerbell was gonna get crushed by a tree, but luckily she didn't because Fawn fought in forgot the name of that NeverBeast now, but I just remember correctly that Fawn thought he was gonna hurt Tinkerbell, but he didn't. He saved her from the tree because I remember this. mm, I don't know. I just know because Tinkerbell told Fawn what really happened, and luckily Tinkerbell told Fawn the truth, and Fawn realized that he's in danger, and I was really, really, really scared what's gonna happen to him, and especially for Fawn because I thought Fawn was gonna die as well after what happened, with that green thingy in the sky or something. And I was really, really, really upset because I like overwhelmed because I was really, really scared because I thought Fawn was gonna die. But luckily she didn't because she finally, well, wake up from injured. Well, I don't know if she was injured or anything, but I'm sure she did hurt herself like a teeny bit. Well, that's just my opinion, I think. And I remembered this very sad ending when they had to let the NeverBeast go and let him live in his 100 years. And and the worst thing, what really the sad news is, this is the very last movie of the Tinkerbell series, and I was really upset. Well, yeah, and I can tell that you guys will agree that we all were sad that Tinkerbell movies were cancelled. If I remember correctly, I think this is something to do with money. I mean, what's the big deal? Why can't they just you know bring more new Tinkerbell movies? Because because I bet you guys will agree with this, but some of you may not, but I'm sure some other people will agree now that we wish Tinkerbell never had cancelled in the first place back in 2014. Or was it? Or 2015? I don't know because because it was ages ago. Because I was young at the time when it came out, probably a teenager, I guess. But I just remember this this moment when I first found out that the Tinker that um they're no longer making Tinkerbell movies, and I was really really angry, like really angry. You can easily can guess my feeling about this, like I really wanted to tell this Disney company to please bring them back. I mean, seriously. Well, I always wanted to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments and share your thoughts because I sometimes wanted to listen what you guys think. And that goes to you too, Sophie, please, because sometimes I just sometimes wish Sophie just comment about her thoughts too. Well, she could tell me by face to face sometimes, but I sometimes just rather see what she thinks on YouTube instead sometimes. Well, I'm sure Sophie understand that. I'm sorry if I upset you, Sophie. But I'm no, but I mean, I'm sure you know that I want to, you know, get your feelings. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy my video. And if you're interested in on asking any questions at all, just be free to do so in the comments. And you can always be free to, well, share your thoughts on everything about movies throughout the years. Oh, and just before I go, I got good news actually. There's going to be a live action of Tinkerbell coming out sometime in the future. But I don't know exactly when. But I don't know whether it is going to be really going to be a live action. But I'm sure it was it came out sometimes later or soon. So that's the good news. Well, I don't know if you guys are interested on seeing that, but I'm sure you guys will. So, so let's just say I kind of suggest everyone watch the movie and then share your thoughts about it in the future. Okay? So, like I said, I'll catch you guys later. And like I said, if you got any questions, just be free to do so in the comments. Bye.